So would you say to me and Morgan and everyone watching this now to be skeptical of all of this and not necessarily believe what you're saying?
Don't take my word. Don't take my word for it and just go, oh, this guy's figured it out. He's got all the answers. Absolutely not. This is all theoretic, by the way. This is definitely theoretic. I can't prove any of this. Just like I can't prove, or no one can prove that the Earth is spinning, or a ball, or a globe, when there are some people upside down and some people on top. It's all theoretic. What I can prove, what I can say to you right now, what is a fact, right now, according to my reality, I am not spinning. A lot of people don't know how big the Earth is. It's only 24,000 miles around. So it's not that big. It curves 8 inches every square mile. Which is not, that's curvature we should be able to see with, 6, 12 miles. That should be a few feet down. So it's not that big, according to mainstream science. So a lot of flat earthers believe it's flat.
Now we're going in.
There's a dome.
Yeah.
And they say that's it. There's nothing else.
Yeah.
And I always say to them, why? Why are you being closed-minded again? You've opened your mind to the idea that we've been lied to about other things.
Yeah.
How do you know that there's more to it?
Yeah.
And this is what led me to this big model.
So this is unique to you. This is not the norm flat Earth. This is the norm.
Yeah.
That's here. This is
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. So this is not based on just my own ideas.
For sure.
There are cultures.
But it's more unique.
But it's more unique. Yeah. In today's flat Earth community, it's a lot more unique. So many.
Did you take this along to places?
I do, yeah. With the conference, Flat Earth conference, beginning of the year, I took it and presented it there. So I definitely believe that there's more land beyond the Antarctic. There's even more land beyond that. There are other
Do you think you'll ever
civilizations.
explore that yourself?
Yes.
In your life?
I think so. I plan to. Definitely plan to.
Would you ever do anything drastic, like try and get across the...
I almost did.
Really?
Yeah, I almost did. We were supposed to go this year with a couple of friends. We did a couple of crowdfunding. We got few sponsors to, but it just didn't work out.
To go to the Antarctic yourself?
So not to go out, but to go in.
To go in where?
So here's another bombshell.
Yeah.
Are you ready for this?
I think I'm ready.
So not only do I think there's more land on the outside,
yeah.
I think there's more land on the inside, in the North Pole. I think there's a continent in the North Pole.
Okay.
Right? What cultures call the Garden of Eden, Hyperborea, Agartha, I think is at the North Pole.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And how's that come about?
So there's a lot of literature and research around this. There are even maps that were cartographed in the 1800s.
And are we allowed here?
There isn't a treaty not allowing people to go there, but it's difficult to go there. When we tried to go there, we couldn't get any pilots, we couldn't get any sailors who would even discuss going beyond 85 degrees latitude.
Why is that?
Because what happens is apparently all communications are lost. So when you get to a certain point, 85
and does
degrees...
this also sync with the round Earth?
With the round Earth, yeah.
So you also... These people just don't go there even though when the Earth is round?
Even if the Earth is round, no one has been to the 100th degree right on top.
No one's been?
No, not officially. You're made with the plane.
We need to get there.
Let's fly there. Let's go there. Beyond the Aurora Borealis, right to the 100 inside. The problem is, what people say is, the magnetics of your plane start to gyrate. They start to lose their compass.
Yeah.
Because there's high frequency of magnetism at the center.
Yeah.
People haven't gone there or can't go there. Again, Admiral Byrd, the same guy who went on the outside, claims to have gone on the inside and met beings there.
Human looking?
Human looking.
The 200 people?
No, not 200 people, a different race of beings called the Aryans, the Ariana. Tall, blonde, blue eyes, very tall, like almost giants if you like. Mammoths.
But why would it... I don't...
So
what's it balancing on?
Hey? It's inside. Okay, now we're getting really deep.
Really?
If you now look at ancient cultures, they talked about something called the cosmic egg.
So I don't know about that, but yeah.
Right. So the idea is, mainstream science kind of does tell us the truth sometimes, but it's a half truth.
Yeah.
So the universe is a ball.
Okay.
Okay. But we are inside the ball.
Yeah.
Okay. In other words, there's something called electromagnetism, an electromagnetic torus field. That's the universe. Our whole universe is inside an electromagnetic torus field.
What does that mean?
It's just basically an energy field.
Yeah.
So NASA talks about this cosmic background radiation.
Yeah, for sure.
It's in the universe.
Yeah.
So that is what is holding our universe together.
Okay.
All our planets, everything. But the Earth, instead of being a ball inside this, is flat inside this. Similar to this. Like this. So this would be the electromagnetic torus field.
So we're in a giant egg.
We're in a giant egg, if you like. But it's an electromagnetic torus field. It's electromagnetism.
You see
And this is the plane of the Earth. And this is what the ancient cultures called the Great Deep, the waters below. And the Earth sits on the great waters. So this would be the Earth sitting on the waters. And around each of these realms, there's an electromagnetic torus field, what NASA calls the Van Allen belts.
So that rocket that you spoke about earlier
Yep.
hit the belt.
Yeah, the Van Allen belt, the electromagnetic radiation field. So I don't think the dome is a solid, glass
Yeah,
bowl.
yeah.
like
So
most
it's not like the Truman Show.
No. It's an energy field. And even NASA, and this is what a lot of people, NASA, in one breath, they say we can't get past the Van Allen belts.
Yeah.
We've never been to space because we can't get past that. But we're working on technology to get past it.
Yeah.
You then ask, so how did you go to the moon? The moon is supposed to be beyond the Van Allen belts. So I think when they say we're going into space, I don't think they're going beyond this, because this would be outer space. They're just going really high up into the thermosphere. So if you're up here and you're looking down, this is where the ISS is. It's in high Earth orbit, inside the electromagnetic Van Allen belt. So they're not actually going beyond. So in a nutshell, I believe their lands at the center would be another realm or dimension.
So this isn't like, where's Mars?
So these would be the planets.
Okay.
Okay, so the
The planets are still they're still solid. The planets.
No, they just look like luminaries. I've seen the planets through cameras and they just look like lights. Mars, Venus,
For sure.
They just look like lights.
They're spherical. They're not round.
I don't know, they could be round, they could be circled, they could just be lights. I don't know. I've just
Okay.
put this for
Yeah.
demonstrative
Just show that
purposes.
there's something there.
Yeah, there's something there.
Stars.
So these would be the stars. This is what's known as the firmament above us. So when we look up in the sky
Yeah.
and we see all the stars,
Yeah.
this is what we're
What are
looking
they?
up at.
Is it just a plane?
It's a plane above the Earth, yeah.
Just flat planes. So
A
it's
flat
like
plane.
a sandwich, like flat.
Absolutely. So you hear a lot of the...
Unlimited flat. Could this ever come down like? Whoosh?
I don't know, possibly. I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah.
But this is what the biblical or religious scriptures say. God separated the waters above from the waters below. The waters above would be the firmament, the atmospheres, and the waters below are the actual waters.
Okay. So does this place here?
Yeah.
No
If
one's
you
ever-
flew... So Admiral Byrd says he flew from America, right?
Yeah.
He flew south, went beyond the South Pole, and he found an island the size of America that no man had ever been to. And then he flew back, and then he did that interview and talked about it. So
But how after that? Oh, someone does that.
yeah.
How is there not like 200 planes?
I know. Maybe they are, that's what we're saying. So those who know about this, the elite, I think, possibly, who's to say they're not going out there, they're
I
not
want to use
flying
this
out there.
just because I feel like a teacher.
How do we know? How do we know all our gold is not being siphoned out here?
What happens? So when they send a rover to Mars,
This is where it becomes tricky, right? These planets are all different suns and moons for the different realms.
When you say a realm, what are we talking? Just another world?
Another world.
We're not talking like another like Like you're not also in this one, and you're not also in this one.
No. It's a
It's not
different
like,
world.
it's not like an
It's a different
alternate
place.
reality.
No,
So if we went over to like there, like what's the time?
they probably have a different time system, a different everything. It's a different dimension.
So they're living in the 7th dimension, or
Yeah.
who knows?
If you like.
Wait, so when we go from here to here,
Yeah.
you fly over.
You've gone into another dimension technically.
So it's not just like over a big wall, which is the
It
opposite.
is, but once you get past the electromagnetic field,
Oh, so there's no field on this one.
there is a field around here. There's a
Yeah.
barrier.
And then
But
I come
if you
through.
can get past that field of
Yeah.
barrier, you're now into another reality.
And they've got their own field.
They've got their own field for another world beyond that.
And our world, to get into our world.
Yeah, so if these people's out
I
here,
feel like
I know you've jumped right into the deep end.
What I'm feeling right now is like we're describing some like game of Warhammer or something like this.
They're
Like,
all-
don't mean to be
You're
insulting,
right.
It's hard to accept this is what we're actually talking about is the world.
I know.
Because we're just so blasé about like crossing over just this little wall here. You see, you fly over this
Game
little
of
wall.
Thrones.
But we're talking about like this is genuinely
Reality.
what you believe. This
Yeah.
is your reality.
This is my reality. Absolutely. So our sun and moon are small and local to us. So when the sun is on this side of the earth, it's daytime here and nighttime there.
Yeah.
And they rotate that way, like a yin and yang. So that's how time works. On the outside here, their sun and moon is Mars and Venus. So their moon is Venus and their sun is Mars. And they rotate around.
Are either of them hot? To like
Yeah. So Mars would be hot like our sun.
Okay.
So Mars is a sun like we have our sun Apollo.
Yeah.
Right? And Venus would be a moon like we have our moon. On the outside, their sun and moon is Saturn and Jupiter. So Saturn is the sun of this
And
last
this is
realm.
what you teach your children.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Venus is, Jupiter is the moon of this realm. So they regulate time and space and matter.
Pluto, that's not a planet anymore.
No, it's not. No.
Not for you either.
That's why I've stopped here. If there were more planets, then I would be able to syncretize that with this model.
Do you think there is more planets? We just can't see them yet.
Possibly.
So again, this ending here
Mm-hmm.
isn't really an ending. It's just that you can picture at the moment. That's
Yeah,
the
well,
ending.
the
but you do
information that I
believe it
have
goes on and on.
Could go on and on.
It could.
When we're born, from the day we're born to when we go to school, when we watch TV and all those movies and stuff, we are programmed to think and behave a certain way. People don't know this, but we are all programmed. We all have the same thoughts. We all think we live in a ball. Most of us, we're taught the same things at school. Everyone on earth.
Yeah.
So it's a programming. We all watch the same movies, the same news. So when you find something, right, that's outside the program,
Yeah.
if you like the matrix, if you like, you wake up from the matrix. This is why people say, oh, there's an awakening. People are waking up. Wake up, man. Right?
Yeah.
There's a conscious awakening. Now we're getting to the spiritual side of things. You wake up. You realize, wow, I've been inside this bubble, this matrix,
Yeah.
where I only thought that the world was in this box. And then you find something, all of a sudden you're outside the box and you're looking and you're going, shit, there's more beyond this. Then you see everyone else walking around with their boxes. And you're almost trying to wake everyone else up and say, hey, mate, look, wake up.
There's more going
There's
on.
more going on here. And everyone's going, no, I like my box.
And are you cool with people liking their
That's
boxes?
fine. That's fine. You're not ready to wake up. You carry on going. You carry on. Just like the Matrix. Like I said, movies, there's a lot of factual information. That's what they're trying to, that's the allegory in the movie Matrix. That's what they're trying to tell us. That's what's happening here. So the Neos are waking up. Human beings that are evolving are waking up and they're going, whoa, shit. There's more to life than just making money and waiting to die.
Do you meditate or anything?
I do, yeah.
You do?
Absolutely.
Have you ever heard of like ayahuasca and DMT
Yeah.
and stuff like that?
Yep.
What do you think about those kind of drugs?
Brilliant. They help your consciousness tap into different dimensions or different portals of consciousness.
Yeah.
They help you step out of the matrix, if you like, for a bit,
Yeah.
the programming for a while. So a lot of people have had their awakening, if you like,
Yeah. By taking a drug.
by taking those things.
So those who watch it and don't know, DMT, ayahuasca. There's different drugs that people can take for like a trip that people often experience these same things within the trip. So a lot of people get fired out of a cannon, and then will be out of body before the Big Bang.
Yeah.
Out of the world, there isn't humans yet. There isn't stuff, and people often experience similar things. And then when they come back around after like the 20-minute trip or so, and it's all done in certain ways with like shamans and stuff like that. They learn so much about themselves and about the world, and some people like completely just changes their lives from like one trip.
Absolutely.
Have you tried any stuff like that?
I have. I've done a few mushrooms before.
Yeah.
They're called magic mushrooms. So I've done that once, which is last year actually, last summer. And yeah, very, very enlightening, extremely enlightening.
Would you have tried that prior to
No.
like 10 years ago?
No, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't.
I wouldn't. Prior to all of this happening to me, this awakening that I had 2 years ago, I wouldn't have. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's another conversation for another time. So unlike a lot of flat earthers, I do believe in extraterrestrials. So most flat earthers will say space doesn't exist, extraterrestrials don't exist, all of that is nonsense, it's just us, a dome, and God or whatever outside. And I say absolutely not, no. In fact, now I'm sure extraterrestrials exist, and outer space exists. Outer space not being going out there, but going out that way.
Yeah.
So when people like NASA say they're going to Mars, I don't think they're going to Mars the luminary. I think it's code for they're going to the land where Mars is the sun. Next round.
To an extent, question stuff. Personally, for me, questioning everything unless I saw it myself
Absolutely.
is a bit too far for myself.
Right.
I just don't have the time, the energy, or personally just the need to have everything verified personally.
Yep.
But I definitely think just questioning the reality, questioning the norm
Yep.
is a great thing.
Brilliant.
I think so.
Brilliant. Be open-minded.
Yeah.
Critically look at everything.
Yeah.
And yeah, just live your life and enjoy it.
But I'm glad that there's, even if other people aren't glad there's people like you, I'm definitely glad that there's people like you who are questioning things, because if they were to be right, everyone would benefit,
Absolutely.
hopefully.
Absolutely.
Unless the 200 people get us.
No, they won't. Crazy. So 6,000 years from now, we could be looking back at this time frame as a little blip. Like, oh, remember those 500 years? In the last 12,000 years when everyone thought we were on a ball? Remember those 100 years when people thought they were going to space when they weren't actually going out into space on the ball? It would be a tiny blip. It would be nothing. So right now we all think it's this massive thing, but really in the grand scheme of time,
things.
it's a tiny, 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 tiny blip in the timeline of humanity. Interesting times, brother. We're living in the most exciting times ever.
Yeah, such interesting times, man.
Beautiful times. It's a good time to be alive. It really is. It's an exciting time to be alive. I wake up every morning, I'm like, wow, this is awesome.
Hi guys, how you going? It's Campbell here from